the Tonyan train, taking you to our next stop, bye week. What's up, everybody, and happy Victory Tuesday. It's your man, Cloutboy Bales, and welcome to another amazing edition of Wake Up Call. So, the Packers are 4-0. We're heading into the bye week, where in 2 weeks, we'll be facing up against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, I never thought that we'd be 4-0. At this point, I remember in my schedule video, I said that we were going to be 2-2, but that's before coronavirus happened and whatever. But things have changed, and currently we're one of the 6 undefeated teams remaining in the league, which is outstanding. Other good news was that the Bears lost. The Vikings did get their first win of the season against Houston. Bill O'Brien was fired. Lions also lost again. So, yeah, we had some pretty good, interesting games. Eagles got their first win of the season as well against the 49ers, who are also very injury-riddled. So that's that. But none of that matters because Packers are 4-0. So obviously, looking at this game, I was going into it very scared. The Falcons are 0-3, a team that really shouldn't be 0-3 based on their offense and how good their offense is, but their defense probably is the worst in the league. I think a lot of people kind of have figured that out by now. They have nobody. They had none of their starters also. A lot of their backups were even down. They had to go to their backups. It just their secondary was so bad. It was just an easy game for Aaron Rodgers to just do whatever. Now, here's the thing. We had no Davante Adams, and we have no Allen Lazard. Of course, we don't know how long Lazard will be out for. And, of course, Davante Adams was told by the team not to play. Good decision. But no Adams, no Lazard, and no Mercedes Lewis, a.k.a. the best blocking tight end in the league. Rodgers' numbers was 27-33, 327 yards, and 4 touchdowns, only allowed 1 sack. The quarterback rating, 147.5. And people call Brady the GOAT because he actually has stars on his team. For Rodgers, he doesn't need stars. He has talent. The thing was last year's team, Rodgers did not trust this offense. He did not trust LaFleur. He did not trust the plays. And now he's starting to, which is honestly a huge deal. Last year, we hardly even scored up into the 30 points games. That only happened like 4 times last year. And already this year, we've dominated. I mean, we're already averaging over 30 points on the season. 43, 42, 37, 30 for these point totals. That probably is an average about 35. I mean, that's outstanding. It's just outstanding that the Packers right now are doing so good, and not just by so good, better than I thought. This game reminded me of a lot of when Rodgers played, against Arizona with Jeff Janis and Jared Abbrederis as starting because we had nobody, Regardless, Aaron Rodgers, he does things that are just so unreal. But because he trusted this offense and trusted another player, who I'll get to in a minute, I don't know. This game could have been different, but we did. And obviously, even though Rodgers played like unbelievable, the MVP of the game is obviously going to go to Robert Tonyan. He had career day. 6 catches for 98 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, are you kidding me? We were a team that was struggling to find a tight end for like years. The last good tight end we ever had was Jermichael Finley. The last time we had a tight end catch for 3 touchdowns was against the Bears back in 2011, I believe. And that was Jermichael Finley, yeah. So we haven't really seen a tight end get that work. Originally, I thought this was going to be Jay Sternberger, not Robert Tonyan. So far, the tides have turned, and Robert Tonyan is your starting tight end. The dude is insane. I mean, he is probably. I mean, we're gonna see a lot more of him throughout the year. I thought this was gonna be Sternberger's thing, but boy, I think Sternberger can stick to blocking, and so can DeGuara. But I mean, he's injured now too, so you never really know what's gonna happen. Anyways, other players that had good games were Aaron Jones, 15 carries, 71 yards, 5 catches for 40 yards and a touchdown. Jamal Williams had 8 catches for 95 yards, and MVS had 4 catches for 45 yards. Darius Shepard and Malik Taylor both had their first career catches today. Darius Shepard caught a pass that he really should have went into the end zone, but he didn't. But it cost us 4th and goal. But whatever. We won. That's what matters. For the Falcons, Matt Ryan went 28 out of 39 for 285 yards. Todd Gurley, 16 carries for 57 yards and 2 touchdowns. A good comeback game for him. The big thing that I got out of this was, I know our defense isn't playing that spectacular, which I wasn't really expecting because, well, we have no Kenny Clark and Kirksey and Rashawn Gary, and we're missing a lot of guys up the middle because Ty Summers and Kreese Barnes are playing middle linebacker and they have no experience. So you know what? I am a lot big surprised. Also, Darnell Savage didn't get as much playing time. Raven Green did, and he had an outstanding game. A lot of people forgot how good he was in preseason, and he was able to get 8 tackles and a sack. So congratulations to him. Zadarius Smith, on the other hand, 8 tackles, 3 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, and 5 quarterback hits. What a day for him, and what a statement. Obviously, he's continuing his surge from last year. He's showcasing messages on his shirt. He's doing all that. He's being the same Zadarius we know and love. So you know what? It's a great thing. I'm super happy that he's starting to come around and be the player that he was last year. So that's great for him. Anyways, going into this game, I thought our defense was going to struggle. Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley are 2 of the top receivers in the league. And I was wondering how our corners were going to be able to handle them. Obviously, Kevin King got a little banged up, and now he's questionable. So obviously, for the future, hopefully he'll be back for Tampa. But I don't think there's really anything that can say this, but Jaire Alexander may be the best cornerback in the NFL. The dude, obviously, a lot of people, you didn't hear his name called. You want to know why? Because he was matching up against Calvin Ridley. How many catches did Calvin Ridley have again in today's game? None? 0? That's what I thought. He was thrown to it 5 times. He was never really targeted that often. And every time he was targeted for those 4, he was targeted 4 times when Jaire was covering him. And of course, it was incomplete. Of course, Adrian Amos deflected a pass in the end zone that basically sealed the game for the Packers. Which obviously Calvin Ridley had concentration on the ball. Amos knocked it off at the last second. The Packers won. You know the deal. But, you know, it's great. Anyways, about this game, you know, Packers were up 20-3. I'm like, we have to score on this first drive. Otherwise, Falcons are going to come down and start playing really good, and we're going to have to I'm going to be nervous. And I knew this was what was going to happen because that's how it was. We didn't. Obviously, Falcons went down and scored. We went down and scored. They went down. You know, I knew this was going to happen, you know, because Falcons have great wide receivers. Of course, things changed. Julio Jones only had 4 catches for 32 yards. He went out with an injury. Calvin Ridley, no catches, but I was surprised. There are other targets. Zacchaeus, never heard of this guy ever. 8 catches for 86 yards. I feel like this guy's going to get a lot more playing time for Atlanta. Hayden Hurst had 4 catches for 51 yards, and Blake had 3 for 41. So I mean, their young guys got real deep, but I feel like Falcons are going to have to rebuild from this. Quinn, he'll probably be fired within the next... I thought he'd be fired after today's game. I think they're keeping him around. I don't know what it is, but a lot of it has to do with how bad their defense is, so I don't even blame them. So yeah, that's really that. But regardless, I give Rodgers so much credit for being able to actually trust an offense this time. Which definitely makes sense. And I have absolute respect and can't wait to see what the Packers do in the rest of the coming weeks. So yeah, that's that. Anyways, going on, we played Tampa Bay in 2 weeks. Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, Rob Gronkowski, and all the rest of the dudes. I gotta be real. I mean, I thought Tampa was going to be a very overrated team, but after seeing Tom Brady's performance last week, I think he's finally clicked with this offense. I know this offensive line is not good at all, but obviously they put 38 points on I'd say a pretty good defense in the Chargers. I'd say that, putting 38 points on them. So, but regardless, Tampa, it's Tom Brady. You can't deny the fact. Also, O.J. Howard suffered an Achilles. They believe he'll be out for the year, so that might help a little bit, but they still got Rob Gronkowski, and everyone thinks he's going to probably step up. I haven't even heard his name called ever for doing anything. I don't even think he has a touchdown yet. But regardless, I'm excited. So far, Brady and Rodgers, the series is tied 1-1. I'm always excited to see those two go at each other, hopefully for this next year. Likely, I don't think maybe we'll play them next year. I don't know, but that depends who wins the division. But yeah, I think a lot of people are right now seeing the NFC Championship game being us and them. So this might be a preview of what's to come. So yeah, I'm really excited. So far, no turnovers yet for the Packers. They have not committed a turnover. That was something, I wouldn't say it was a struggle last year, but Rodgers only had 4 picks last year, and Jones did, and a lot of the other players did fumble the ball a lot, which so far this year they're actually clearing up on. But that's that. You can't really get wrong with that. Yeah, so anyways, that's that. So I'm really ready. Tampa does play on Thursday Night Football. And they're going to be playing the Chicago Bears. Hopefully Brady wins and the Bears lose, giving the Packers some good hope, showing that the Bears are an overrated team. So anyways, hopefully you'll stay tuned to some more football. I don't know if I'm going to be making a video for a while, given that we're not playing for another 2 weeks, but it'll be interesting. Hopefully they don't cancel the season. Who knows? Anyways, Game 4 of the NBA Finals is on tonight, as well as baseball playoffs are going on. So far, Yankees and Astros are up by a game, and the other 2 NL teams will start today. Sports pretty much are wrapping up in playoffs for the other ones, but pretty soon it's going to be interesting. And Badgers football starts in a couple weeks, so Graham Mertz season, here we go. Anyways, it's the man Cloutboy Bills. Please subscribe below, and we'll see you next time. Stay safe.